Things changing simply led CJ and Sweet's brotherhood to look like things changed. But it's important to understand the bond between them that became broken. The streets of LS was what made their bond. So when that came with losses, this was one of the reasons them not seeing eye to eye. Even before Brian's death, Sweet showed to play a certain role for CJ and vice versa. But what CJ is about to say, all it really did, especially by the time Brian was killed, was make his life miserable.
Well, my brother used to make my life miserable.
Sweet making his life miserable, of course, is telling. A lot was forced to please him, and it was something that he seen not to be enough, alongside having a miserable feeling after letting him and himself down.
Yeah, well, that's what family for.
Then going to say this, still would show that family connection, even not on the best terms, with him being in the wrong. Meanwhile, Sweet showed his gripes towards CJ, and of course his feelings toward him was the same, although he hides it.
Talking to holding family together. You heard from CJ lately?
We ain't speaking. He got his own life, more than he deserved.
Sweet was speaking out of simply being the only brother left, and going to say CJ life and LC was more than he deserved, again showed them at a fallout over the same things they bonded over after things went left.
Brian been dead, what, 5 years now? Yeah, CJ had 5 years when he should have been dead.
No matter how long their other brother died, CJ not doing the right thing, running, was simply two birds, one stone. Him even going to call him a perpetrator, breaking their own code.
Man, I lost two brothers, man. One got killed and one showed himself. Oh, perpetrating ass.
You real gangster, man, but you gotta lighten up. See, CJ...
And CJ running around like a fool on the East Coast. He can rot in hell for all I give a fuck.
But again, he was looking at things still with the anger when it happened. Soon about to eat his words, but of course, not now. Again, the bond they had, things made CJ miserable, knowing his wrongs, although he still considered Sweet family, while Sweet played the role like CJ was nothing to him. But something telling shows after Sweet calls him after years of feeling just that.
CJ, it's your brother.
As we heard, before anything, they still was of course brothers. Saying that to say both were hiding how they felt, no matter if guilt made CJ miserable or if their bond was broken, breaking their code as a family on Sweet's end. CJ though is about to be heard acting non-phased, just like Sweet was.
Okay, what you want?
But as many know, things will force them to get their bond back.
I think you better come home. It's about mama. She's dead, bro.
Same things make us laugh, make us cry.
But right now, we gotta take care of our business.
Go see your brother at the cemetery. Come on, let's bounce.
It was attempted for things to be smoothed over.
I can't believe she gone, man.
But of course, Sweet had the opportunity to continue the disdain he had towards CJ.
That's another funeral you ran away from, fool. Just like Brian's.
Hey, she was my mama too.
Not for the past 5 years, she wasn't, nigga.
But weirdly enough, with the two having to escape, the love still showed when him showing this took the two back when times were good, alongside him just telling them to watch his back.
Takes you back some, huh, CJ?
Yeah. CJ, watch your back around here, man.
But it would quickly show that to be simply on and off. Again, the love was still there for his well-being, alongside this bringing back memories, but the two being in a present conversation, the past made CJ's words uncredible.
So when you leaving, Carl?
I ain't sure. Thought I might stay. Things is fucked up.
Well, the last thing we need is your help.
Ah, man, I won't let you down. I swear.
Again, though, the love would click right back on. Sweet inviting CJ to kick it with him. But even then, it didn't happen, being the two still being weary.
Hey, we gonna call some hood rats and chill the hell out. You want some?
I got a whole lot going on. Tired. I'll catch y'all later.
The problem was, though, it was hard for their bond to be back where it once was. CJ's words being broken to Sweet.
Look who's here, it's Running Man. What, you think you back on the set?
I told you that, bruh.
Your word don't mean shit around here.
Come on, man. Give me a break.
But sending CJ off to go tag, he went to say how things just been hard, deciding to go with him, showing his whole move was for them to try and rekindle.
The Johnson brothers is rolling again.
Hey, wait up.
Ah, thought you'd hang with your brother, huh?
Oh, ease up, little man. Come on, it's been difficult. You want to drive?
Yeah, for sure.
And for the most part, this attempt worked. What Sweet implies shows this was part of their life together, and he even gives them money.
Like riding bike, ain't it, boy?
Yeah, it all comes back.
How you doing on the Fetty?
I'm kinda short, you know. Crash took all my paper, man. Left me with nothing but small change.
Here, get yourself a beer or something. I'll catch up with you.
And gang-wise, the same things their relationship lacked was what they wanted as a whole, showing their things for the most part starting to be put to rest.
We've been putting time in the hood, but we gotta get the homies back together. Like the old days.
Yeah, you right. So you and Ryder gonna handle your business. So what you saying? You don't respect me?
What I'm saying is,
Speak up, nigga.
I'm hungry. Man.
And CJ even waiting for Smoke to say the wrong thing to Sweet showed exactly how close they are and was that respect still being there. They even later had a moment to actually grieve with each other after some time, obviously.
Hey, sorry, bruh. You know I gotta know about mom.
I know, CJ, I know. I'm just trying not to think about it, is all. I didn't even know she was hit until it was all over.
But with the midst of things they always fought against, again started to, in a way, remind the two. Their bond being off and off in the first place, again, was for the fact pain was there.
hey, I miss having you around, baby.
Thanks, man. I wish Sweet thought like that.
He don't mean it, CJ.
He's still real tore up about your moms, man.
And Smoke was right, on top of still being torn about Brian's death, just like CJ. But Sweet would even say everything that he was really trying to do was just look out for him, with him back, trying to avoid a certain outcome.
If I wanted nagging, I'd buy a clockwork wife.
Just looking out for you, homie. It's all show and respect, you know.
And even with the work CJ started to put in, showing respect was there, regardless of the mistake he made.
Man, I'm shocked you ain't get us killed, CJ. Let me check myself. Am I dead? Hey, Carl, ignore that motherfucker. You did good today. You're down with the Grove and the ballers know it. So watch yourself from now on, CJ.
Yeah, for sure. You know that.
He even saved Sweet, again going back to what they stood on, being brothers. Even Sweet being impressed by it, still showing street things being their bond.
That's my brother. Get a car, we'll meet you out front.
You did good back there.
Hey, I'm a Johnson boy.
Hey, I got unfinished business.
Big love.
Things would of course flip with certain things not being really addressed. It wasn't CJ's fault in this, but Kendall was seen packing to leave their house. This alone continuing to show Sweet's problem for the jump.
Don't say a word, Carl. Just follow your sister before you see another dead sibling. Then you know exactly what my problem is.
His problem was, of course, his family leaving. With Kendall moving to El Corona showed him angry, it being a lack of unity. And meanwhile, Sweet continued to acknowledge that things were just a lot, but still saying how it was good to actually have his brother back around.
Good to hang with you, brother. I'm sorry I can get a little tense.
Don't worry about it.
But things at this point started to be straightened. Things being back with the two. It was even known around early on of their presence. Things getting back to that.
Everybody in the Grove knows you and your brother, but I thought you'd run away.
At this point though, things simply showed again what made their bond. Sweet seeing CJ, he's going to be seen actually happy to see him before laying down an idea for the two to bond over, alongside sealing a deal with them gang-wise.
Carl, what's up, baby brother?
What's happening?
Peep this. Tenpenny just came by. Said that one of them ballers that you and Smoke laid out, Lil Weasel, is getting buried and all the OGs gonna be there.
At a funeral?
Yeah, we just catch all those ball sack ass niggas at one time.
Hey, what up? What's going on, dawg?
At a funeral.
As we see, CJ was on the fence before realizing the same happened to them. But this going successfully, Sweet would go and say how the two was a force together, something they were some time ago.
Man, we was a force back there. Everybody go home, stay low. We ain't seen each other all day. Copy? I'll catch you later, Carl.
And this next thing would be the last time he would question CJ for a little minute. He sends him to take over a neighborhood as a test in a way.
Okay, I'ma come pick you up.
Hell no. This is your gig, CJ. You need some stripes.
But as many know, that going good as well. We'll see the two continue to show their bond, picking each other up where things were left off. Grove Street and the two were all thriving together at this point. Unity. As we're going to see, the two was proud being back on good terms.
Hey, what's up with you, baby?
So you back on the block, huh?
Hell yeah!
You a real killer, huh?
What he done that I ain't, huh?
Stop him out, man. Relax, man.
Sweet not even letting Ryder step on the two's moment of fulfilling is telling alone. And even with things turning, them together made that happen. Continue to again bond through it. Even after this attack, it would still show the two embracing each other, making the best of their new situation.
Grove is king?
Man, I ain't never seen the ballers roll that deep before.
Yeah, they heard Carl Johnson was running with his brother again.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, let's get back to the party.
Even credit was due and gave.
Ryder, give CJ a break, man. He's practically turned the Grove around by himself.
Like it or not, or believe it or not, again, rebuilding GSF helped rebuild their relationship, bringing them back to a time where things were okay. One of their last moments for some time is filled with, in a way, water being under the bridge, the moment of unity, so on and so forth, all what their problem ever was.
CJ, you my brother, my running dog. I should have never doubted you.
It's nothing.
But you're home now, partner.
Yeah, that's right.
Home.
For sure.
Listen up. I want all y'all to go get heated and meet me downtown under the Mulholland intersection. We gonna roll on these baller motherfuckers.
All right.
I see y'all in traffic.
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah, for sure. You in?
Hell yeah, I'm in. I'm your running dog, Sweet.
Yeah, my nigga.
So of course, CJ continuing to find out what was going on, Sweet was one of the main priorities.
I gotta go tell Sweet about. Oh, fuck! Sweet! It's Sweet. I think him and the homies is walking into a trap.
And as far as Sweet, he showed the same thing after wanting CJ to save himself, but of course, that being refused.
It doesn't matter, man. You gotta get out of here. The cops gonna arrive any second.
Nah, man, I ain't running out on my brother.
Now you stay the fuck away from Smoke and stay the fuck away from us. Otherwise, Sweet's gonna find himself on a baller's block getting in touch with his feminine side.
Now the two back separated, CJ redeeming himself, of course Sweet was still at a state of hope.
You alright?
Hell nah. You gotta do something, man.
I'm trying, man. I just gotta make sure Kendall's safe first.
Alright, man, I gotta go.
Don't worry, bruh. I ain't gonna leave you in there.
The thing was though, so much time actually passed for the two before things even started to get them out. It wasn't known how, although it was the goal.
So what we gonna do about Sweet?
See, it's a shitty situation, but I gotta let it play out a little longer.
Again, time started to make Sweet lost by this point. He already was treated, settling in actual prison, around things that made his mind up.
I wonder how your brother's sleeping. Curled up next to his shower daddy while you live comfortably on the outside.
He's in prison upstate. D-Wing, cell 13. To the left, I got a child killer who wants to rip his throat out. To the right of him, I got a white supremacist who wants to eat his heart, to be precise.
And as far as CJ, he would even be told how low his life was on a bigger scale. But this about to be said only would of course have him work toward getting him out even more.
He's your brother, but to me, he's just collateral.
But by the time the two talk, again, you have time pass. But this was a time change in general was happening for the two.
Carl, what's up? It's your brother.
Hey, what's up, man? You okay?
Not really.
I'm stuck in a cell between two lunatics. And people keep trying to jump me. This shit ain't cool, partner.
Early on, we saw CJ behind Sweet, things working out that way. This time around, CJ, as many know, was in progress of getting him out, even if he didn't know it.
I'ma get you out of there, though, man.
No, you ain't, nigga. Who do you think you are?
And this, it wasn't that Sweet thought low of CJ saying this, it was just something impossible to believe. CJ explains the opposite was in effect, but again, his hope was gone.
I'm in for life. I guess I've grown used to it now.
No, you not, man. I'm working shit out. Whatever it takes.
That's a negative. I'm through hoping. Have a nice life, brother.
What ended up making their bond stronger was CJ picking Sweet back up, with him losing that. As many know, what Sweet came out seeing made things rocky. But even with his approach, it was still acknowledged who he was to CJ, no matter if anything else.
My brother could be a real pain in the ass.
It didn't even matter to CJ to let him know all he had to do. For the fact alone, doing it was enough. And again, he started to have to pick Sweet up. Sweet even came to his senses at this point, showing what the bond was.
I hear you, CJ. You're there for us. I know that.
And the hood being neglected was also a problem he had. But this, of course, had them bonding in it. Basically where the two left off before.
Okay. Have it your way. Come on. So you got a plan?
Yeah, I got a plan. We gonna roll in the Baller's hood and take it back for the Grove.
Okay, let's get those motherfuckers.
You help Grove Street family handle those ballers.
Johnson boys rolled right over 'em.
Okay, dog. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm beat. Here, I took this from one of those baller fools. Probably drug money. Here's your half.
And of course, the riots brought them back closer together. But keep in mind of a lot of the things that brought them close, that being unity, when the two made things happen. From before Brian's death all the way to how things were even rekindled. That's all really what their next back and forth was about. After CJ figured the past situations was cool, both having the same feeling, but different reasons to why.
Hey man, I know man. I went through a lot of shit for this family since you been gone, so I know.
What? For yourself, not for the family. Don't get shit confused, nigga.
Man, when you gonna give me a break?
When you stop acting like you the man. You keep yapping on what you done did, let me tell you what I done did. When Kendall needed shoes, I went out and got the money. When Mom's needed operation, I robbed people for the bread. While you off in Liberty City thinking about your own shit.
For 5 years, come on, man. Now you do something you wanna fucking pray? Nigga, please. That ain't fair, man.
Sweet was right as much as CJ was right. CJ and LC was for himself the first time he even could, redeeming his wrongs though by the time he returned, while Sweet never could do things for himself on the basis of him and CJ's unity fading, leading everything else to fade during that 5-year gap. That's simply what happens when things have to be unified, not waiting for 5 years to make your move, the problem both made. But again, what we saw throughout was CJ's turn for their bond to even get back to things were for them before 92, helping Caesar being for Sweet, directing them. This alone started to show unity outside of them, helping the Aztecas. Sweet even picked up on what CJ was trying to tell him.
What up, bruh?
CJ, I've been thinking. The city's big, but it ain't that big.
But most importantly, no matter the arguments, their bond was still there.
Big love, bro. Much love, bro.
Even going to handle Smoke, them two to do it was enough. Smoke might have been a childhood friend, but nothing comes in between blood with a bond.
Time to saddle up, CJ. Alright, I'll get you and then we'll roll over there.
Hey, Sweet!
What's up?
It's time for smoke.
Alright, let's roll.
The Johnson brothers finna take that fat fool down.
Hey.
If you need me, you know I'll be. For sure. You always been there for me, man.
The 5 years the two had away from each other created anger, guilt, even them acting non-phased of the pain. As soon as they see each other, you see why that was the case. They were that close. Notice how easy it was for them to be back around each other with no resentment at all. Even after Sweet's release, tension was there because they were back not being around each other. And real ones know, when you're close with your brother, it's hard to imagine life without them. Whether they died before their time, all the way to business being done. It's just something hard trying to move forward with the thought of it not being there. Letting time pass faded their bond, but them reuniting is why the Johnson brothers even stood proudly being that.